Very much for joining us on Morning Live.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning to your viewers.
Minister, where exactly is the launch going to be taking place?
The launch is taking place in Durban at the International Convention Center. But also immediately after the launch, we're going to have a conference of orphaned and vulnerable children. And that is going to focus on the issues that affect children and how can we deal with those problems as government and other stakeholders.
Yeah. What are some of the issues? Talk us through them.
The issues of abuse, neglect, rape, human trafficking. I'm raising these issues because during the dialogues we had in all the provinces, children came up with these issues, and they said a sign that we should use for protection of children is an umbrella, because an umbrella is a symbol of a heart, and a heart in our culture is a place of protection where you can stay with your family.
Yeah.
And then other problems that we have are those of child-headed households, those of family members who receive foster care grants on behalf of the children, and they don't look after the children with that funding. And child care centers and other places of safety, as well as homes, because children mostly get hurt in their own families by their own next of kin.
Yeah. Looking at the situation we as South Africans find ourselves, and particularly with children, it appears that it is getting worse and that it's not getting better. What do the statistics tell us? What are the facts around this? Is it getting better, or is it getting worse as what one would think it is?
Leanne, thank you. Firstly, at the beginning of this year, South Africa was a part of nations in the UN that was discussing the issues of women and child abuse. And what we found out is that this is an international phenomenon, and it has a very close relationship with power relations. But also, what we also found out is that South Africa is amongst a few countries that have a very strong legislation when it comes to abuse of women and children. And almost all the departments that are supposed to deal with the issues of women and children have come up with instruments for protecting children. So what means is that as South Africa, we need to work towards implementing that legislation, but also where there are gaps, we need to fill them in. But also what we discovered is that child abuse goes with other social ills, like issues of drug abuse and alcohol abuse.
Yeah, certainly. Minister, I know we've got a lot to talk about, but we're running out of time. But I think the one issue we cannot not talk about is what's happening in Mpumalanga. That's just in Mpumalanga now, about these young boys, 30 of them dying due to illegal circumcision processes. What are we doing to avoid similar circumstances? Because, this all falls under child protection.
Yes, that certainly falls under child protection. And the department, working together with the Department of Health, has come out clearly to say that, as well as the government, that young boys should not go for initiation. But also those who go for initiation must be checked before they go there. And thirdly, they must not be treated by unprofessional people. So I think those are the issues that we are going to take up, and we're going to ensure that we leave no stone unturned. And we are also shocked by that after a number of years, we've gone back to such inhumane behavior. So it's very important for all of us to understand that yes, we support our culture, more especially a culture that is progressive. But we have a constitution in South Africa.
Yeah. All right, Minister, we have to leave it there. Child Protection Week beginning today in Durban, a conference taking place. We were joined by the Social Development Minister, Bathabile Dlamini, in our Durban studios, of course, is going to be at this conference as well. Let's